Article 130. Searching homicide without witnesses. The penalty for arresto mayor in its minimum period and maximum periods shall be imposed upon a public officer or employee who, in cases where the search is proper, uh, shall search the domicile, papers, or other belongings of any person in the absence of the latter, any members of his family, or their fault without the presence of two witnesses residing in the same locality. What are the elements of searching domicile without witnesses? Elements: that the offender is a public officer or employee. Nang may sala isang opisyal publiko o empleyado. That he is armed with a search warrant legally procured. Na siya ay may dalang search warrant na legal ang pagkakuha. That he searches for domicile, papers, or other belongings of any person. Na siniyasat niya ang bahay ng mga papeles na pagmamayari ng alinmang tao. That the owner or any member of his family or the two witnesses residing in the same locality are not present. Na ang may-ari o sino mang sa miyembro ng kanyang pamilya o dalawang testigo na naninirahan sa parehong lugar ay wala doon. What does the phrase "in cases where the search is proper" mean? The clause means that the public officer in the time of a search is armed with a search warrant legally procured. Ang ibig sabihin ng talatang ito ay ang opisyal na publiko sa panahon na pagsisiyasat na may dalang search warrant na legal na nakuha. In violation of domicile under Article 128, the public officer has no authority to make a search. In searching domicile without witnesses, Article 130, the public officer has a search warrant. The violation of domicile sa ilalim ng Article 128, ang opisyal publiko ay walang otoridad sa pagsagawa ng pagsisiyasat. Sa pagsisiyasat ng bahay na walang testigo, Article 130, ang opisyal publiko ay may search warrant. What does the phrase shall search domicile, papers, or other belongings of any person mean? The word search means to go over or look through for the purpose of finding something. To examine, note that the thing searched by the offender is the domicile. The papers or the other belongings of any person, the public officer may examine the papers for the purpose of finding in those papers something against their owner or his other belongings for the same purpose. But the crime defined in Article 130 is one of the forms of violation of domicile. The papers or other belongings must be in the dwelling of their owner at the time the search is made. Article 130 does not apply to search vehicles or other means of transportation because searches are not made in dwelling. Ang Article 130 hindi akma sa pagsisiyasat ng mga sasakyan o iba pang pamamaraan na transportasyon dahil ang pagsisiyasat ay hindi ginagawa sa pamamahay. Thus, the search warrant the search without warrant under the tariff and customs code included in a dwelling house. The authorized persons having police authority under Section 2203 of the Tariff and Customs Code to enter, pass through, search any land, enclosure, warehouse, store, or building not being dwelling house, and also to inspect, search, and examine in any vessel or aircraft and any trunk package box or in the envelope, or any person on board, on board, or stop and search and examine any vehicle, beast, or person suspected of holding or conveying any dutable or prohibited article introduced into the Philippines contrary to law, without mentioning the need of a search warrant in said cases. Sections 2208, 2210, and 2211. Tari- Tariff and Custom Code. But in the search of dwelling house, the code provides said dwelling house may be entered in the search only upon warrant issued by the judge or justice of peace. Papa v. Mago, 22 Skra 857. Ang code ay magbibigay kapangyarihan sa mga taong may otoridad na magpatupad ng batas sa ilalim ng Section 2203 of the Tariff of Customs code para pumasok, dumaan o magsiyasat ng kahit anong lupa, looban, bodega, tindahan o building na hindi ginagamit bilang bahay. At gayon din sa usisa o pagsisiyasat at pagsuri ng anumang envelope o anumang tao na nakasakay o sa pagpigil at pagsisiyasat at pagsuri sa anumang sasakyan, hayop o tao na suspektadong nagdadala o naghahatid ng anumang bagay na pinagbabawal ng customs o pinagbabawal ng gamit na pinasok sa loob ng Pilipinas na lumalabag sa batas, na walang sinasabing nangangailangan ng search warrant na nabanggit sa mga kaso. Pero sa pagsisiyasat ng isang pamamahay, ang code ay nagsasaad na ganoong pamamahay ay pwedeng pasukin at siyasatin kung may warrant na inilabas ang huwes. Papa v. Mago, 22 SCRA 857.